Hello, children of the night, and welcome to Tarot Nights with the Hanged Empress. Here we do shadow work following the moon, and we have reached Aries moon. Did we do it? Did we get it? Did we get it right this time? Do we got it in our heads? Did we figure it out? I hope so. I hope so. I hope we have our heads on straight. I hope we're ready to turn around and move in better directions. Just all around and in general in life. Let that be a prayer for all of us. Figure it out. It wants to drop, but I don't think I'm gonna let it drop. I don't think I'm gonna let that fall down like that. I think I'm going to put it back and get a little bit more intention going, because what sticks out is more important than what falls. What's fallen has fallen, and if it doesn't fall, it goes back. Is that words? Is that sense? Are we doing this? Can I turn back? Can I turn back and try that one more time? I mean, yes and no, I guess. Yes and no, sorta, kinda. It's the world. It might not look the same, but yeah, you can turn back. But you can't turn back at the same time. Like, what's closed is closed, what's past is past, what's done is done. But yeah, sure, you can start a whole new cycle. You can recreate the same old and run it again and do it right this time for hopefully the last and final time. Welcome year 9 or welcome year 0. I don't know, whichever floats your boat, I guess. Ghost fans. Do I have any ghost fans in the house? Sound off in the comments if you know what I'm even saying. But it's the world. New opportunities, new cycles, new paths, new journeys. Again, we're either running that last one, but we're doing it completely step by step right from all of the lessons of all of the dumbness that we did back there, and going about it appropriately this time and really getting it, or, you know, we'll loop it out until we figure it out. It's really how it falls, isn't it? It's all about that. What actually drops. What is important is what actually drops, because that is what holds the weight. If it floats, it is just a bunch of air. But what actually drops is important, because that's what's being weighed. That's what's being measured. In a courtroom, they take the words and the air in the air, and there's somebody specifically, a person there, a scribe, to add weight to those words and make them a solid, physical, tangible thing. They're typing it out, everything that everybody is saying. That's what's in this justice. So what is actually coming out, what is actually going down, is the thing that is being given weight and tangibility. Yeah, I still need to drink water. It's winter. I'm a very dry person. 2 cups. Ah, there's the scribe. There's the scribe. I knew he was in here. I didn't see him. I left the stacked, so we're just pulling pages out of this book here, but there's the scribe there. There's the scribe there. Look at that. We got a 2 cups. Some fresh, clean water. It is small. It is simple. It is the smallest gesture that one can make, but it is the truest gesture that one can make as well. And it's just an accumulation of these small and true gestures, and how those become something that is weighted, that is tangible, that is accumulative, and capable of piling these rocks and bricks that are not presented here before us, but I can feel them, like, just, it's just pushing all of these boulders together, because we're gonna break them down, and that is what is going to become the structure of this new world. That's why. Hammer it out. Queen of Cups. I'm telling the story before we're pulling the pages again, aren't I? I'm getting ahead of ourselves. But yeah, the King of Swords, the scribe, he's taking it, he's writing it all down. This Queen of Cups energy is holding that water that has been given, has been exchanged. The the alchemy of this fire and water just kind of called me back to bring a little more attention to that space, because that is what we hold in our cup. And we take the good and truest parts. Is that right? I need water. I need water. I don't know why I do this without bringing up water. No one ever, like, do magic, mystical tarotism without water, because it'd be too dry. Like, it stops everything up. So just go get your cup. We're gonna go get a cup. And Aries Moon Day really does feel like a Tears Day. Like, it's got so much fire. Like, I put on orange eyeshadow this morning, knowing that it's Monday, but, like, I got Aries and Aryan thoughts and mentalities and energies and colors, like, moving through. So I kind of had to twist, bend, and incorporate and, make it intentional. And I think that is kind of the message here. So don't forget to drink your water. But that hot, intense fire energy, you gotta bring in some water. You can't just be dry wood and go play with fire. You gotta dampen a little bit, right? Haha, get it? Dampen. Say it slower. Kids in the back and put the pieces together. It takes some of us a little bit longer to go through a process. The important part is that you do the process and you make the choices and you do the right thing, whether or not it feels good. Right? Okay? There. Oh. Reading ahead of the book again. I knew this one was here, at least. Like, I saw this page. I put it down and we did other things, and I forgot about it. But let's not go unchecked. Let's not go unbalanced. Let's not forget to redistribute things, thoughts, air, exchange. You still need air. Everything needs air to live, right? That's why we get frustrated when we're smothered, in whatever way you want to take that. It's a metaphor. I speak in metaphors, kids. A tarot reader, I don't know why I need to explain that, but that's kind of the whole gig. You're so cryptic. I'm reading tarot. Child, do I really need to explain, justify? You're hearing what you need to hear. But if it's triggering, it resonates. I'm just kind of observing how this man's got the sword like pointed in towards, like the sharp point pointed in towards this tax man, and the woman is handing the handle over, you know. Just being mindful, I guess, of which way you're pointing the sword and how you're handing it to people. You know how they say like you don't hand people scissors like in school. You don't hand another kid scissors by the point, by the blade, like you're gonna shank them. You hold the blade and you hand them the handle. It's a sign of respect and trust to hand you the handle and be like, here, you take responsibility for the thrust of this as I hand you this blade, so that you don't feel like I'm coming at you and just jabbing you. Because if you're receiving a blade, even if they're just handing it to you nicely, if they got it pointed at you, what are you doing with that? Oh, can I have funny story time? Funny story time. There was this one time with this person. We won't get into like super details of the dynamics, but this like action speaks for itself. So there was a frozen pizza involved in this story, and two people in the kitchen, and I was one of the people. And I was holding the frozen pizza, and I needed the knife to cut open the pizza, right? I was like, hey, hand me the knife. And I would like, did a turn with the pizza to go and hand it. And as I was turning, I saw that the blade was pointed towards me, and they weren't handing me the handle. So as like the pizza passed over my sight and view of this blade, I instinctively curled my body and pulled my stomach out so that I wouldn't get gutted in the moment that it took for that blade to go out of sight. Like it could have been over. And this is like a human person that I'm interacting with, but I had that thought and I had that physical reaction to that person. Like that's how much I trusted that person with that blade pointed at me. I'm like, whoa, what are you to do with that there, buddy? You know, because you hand them the handle. The King and Queen of Pentacles and the Queen of Wands. I was like, oh, the Queen of Pentacles. There she is. There's that. No, there's the King of Pentacles right behind her. But there's Queen of Wands right behind him. We're loading up those kings and queens again. Really hitting it hard and really hitting it home. It's a lot of main character energy. I don't like it. I don't like it. This read has just become the exchange of the passing of the pizza over the blade and the gut reaction of like, Jesus Christ, no, don't. No, don't go there. Don't hit that. Don't hit that. The King of Pentacles, here he sits between the Queen of Pentacles and the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Earth and the Queen of Fire. And he's the King of Pentacles. Playing with fire. This is a moment in a scenario, in a situation where I'm going to give us all the same advice, and I'm not going to read or infer too far into this dynamic and scenario. I can tell you what it looks like, And it looks like three main characters, one male, two female. Two of them are of the same court, of the same cloth, of the same journey, mission, purpose. And then there be this other queen of ladylike presence. And I think to which this is the question posed. That pulls in the choice. That pulls in the delegation and the redistribution and the examination of what exactly went where, when, how, because the tax man has records, and that's why we go to the tax man. Because they keep better track of you than you do. No, I'm not pro-taxes, just shut up and go with the analogy. Jesus Christ. Take the analogy for what it is. Alright. And it takes this into a whole nother place. Like, this just ups the game and the level. Now doesn't it? Done quoi? I know we're not late. I know we're not behind schedule, but I feel like we are, and that makes me want to rush. That makes me want to be all of the answers right then now. But I don't think that's what anybody actually needs in the situation and scenario. And I know you're sitting there like, just tell me. I want to know too, but I don't. Who's that king? There is another king in here, wasn't there? It was. King of Swords. I think we need to, let this story unfold a little bit. And let those cards fall and drop where they do before we push further into this. Because, hey, she's a tarot reader who's going to tell you don't always need to know everything. Sometimes you know exactly what you need to know in the moment, and regardless of whether it's right or wrong, you still need to know it in that moment for you to do whatever it is that you were going to do authentically. It's a little foresight. It's not a perfect picture. But we're getting literal. Let's go further. Hit me up if you want to go further. If you have genuine questions about these parties in play and what is going on, we can one-on-one that. But here in this collective space, I feel like everybody just needs to be aware and know who these characters are in their lives and what they represent and mean to them. Because all I'm here to tell you is to take notice, to pay attention to these things. Have this in your mind going forward. And you're going to do with it what needs to be done with it. And just trust that. Well, you're going to keep living your life whether I sit here and read cards or not. So that's where we're going to leave this. That's what we're going to do. Thank you. This was interesting, illuminating, fascinating, and fantastic. I can't wait to see you all next time.